Hey Bethlehem, this is Pastor Paul here to give a quick sermon recap from the sermon on Sunday. Now remember, we've been going through the story. The story is an abridged version of the Bible that we've been using for two reasons. We've been using it, one, so we can understand the broad scope of what the Bible is about. What does the Bible tell us about God? What does the Bible tell us about who God is, his purposes, his character, his ways? And what does the Bible tell us about us as humans and our purpose and our place within God's kingdom? We've also been using the story to develop in our lives the regular practice, the discipline of reading the Bible. We believe the Bible is God's word and it's his gift to his people. And for us to be good stewards of that gift, we need to read it, study it, meditate on it, discuss it, apply it to our lives. And that's what we're seeking to do. This past Sunday, which was Easter, Resurrection Sunday, we did chapter 27, which was the resurrection. And remember, the resurrection is the central truth of Christianity. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, Paul talks to a group of people who are having this discussion whether or not the resurrection really happened. Or the resurrection is really a thing. And Paul says, well, if the resurrection isn't true, if there is no resurrection, then even Jesus wasn't raised from the dead. Even Jesus wasn't resurrected. And then our faith is useless. It's without hope. It's pointless. The resurrection of Jesus is the central truth of Christianity. And the resurrection gives us hope. It gives us hope for this one reason, because it reminds us, or it's the declaration that God is keeping his promise. Remember, what God is up to is that he is up to restoring human beings to our original purpose, our original design, so that we can truly bear out his image. See, he created us to be stewards of his good creation. And because of sin, we've been cut off from his love, his wisdom, his grace, and we can't demonstrate his character the way that we should. But within the resurrection of Jesus, this is all changing. New creation has begun. This restoration process has begun to happen. And so we have hope. We find hope in the resurrection of Jesus. And just as the disciples, during that Friday and that Saturday, and even into Sunday, they are living without hope. Everything that they put onto Jesus seems to have come crashing to an end. See, the crucifixion of Jesus seems to be the final answer to the question, who is Jesus? Because a crucified Messiah, a dead Messiah, is no Messiah at all. And so they are living without hope. They're living in disillusionment. They're living in discouragement. And our sermon looked at Luke chapter 24, verses 13 through 34. The story, the account of the two disciples on the road to Emmaus. And Jesus comes. And what we see there is that we see that there are three stops from this movement from discouragement to hope. And the first is just the acknowledgement that we are discouraged, that our life isn't going the way that it's planned. See, the two disciples, as they're talking, Jesus comes and says, hey, what are you discussing? And they say, well, this is what we had hope. We put our hope in this guy, Jesus, who was a mighty teacher and a mighty prophet of God. And we hope that he would be the one to deliver, redeem Israel. But instead, he was handed over to the Romans and he was crucified. They had to talk. They had to name their discouragement. This is where we're at. And oftentimes on the road out of discouragement, we have to acknowledge, yeah, we are discouraged. We are hopeless. We are in this state. And the next step is that of teaching. Jesus went on then to teach these two guys. They're kept from recognizing who he truly is. And he goes on to teach them from the law, from the prophets, from the Old Testament. Hey, this is what was supposed to happen. God is keeping his plan. God is doing what he said he would. And having that teaching allows a correction of our expectation that leads to our discouragement. So we need to be taught the truth. We need to have that into our life. And then the final stop, the stop of encounter. See, what happens is once they reach Emmaus, they invite Jesus, they invite this teacher that they've been traveling with inside. And when Jesus breaks the bread, their eyes are opened and they recognize Jesus for who he is. And they say to themselves, man, we should have known, because as he was teaching us, our hearts were burning. See, when we have this encounter with Jesus, when we begin to understand truth, it moves head knowledge down to our heart. It makes it real for us. And so we need that encounter with Jesus. That encounter happens when we begin to know and understand truth and apply it, make it a part of our life. So, the resurrection of Jesus gives us hope. It gives us hope for what is happening. Instead of focusing on the things that are going on in this world, we focus on Jesus and his resurrection. And that makes all the difference in the world. So our big idea from Sunday this week is God's people find hope in the resurrection of Jesus. God's people find hope in the resurrection of Jesus. And our challenge is this: to bring to God your discouragement, your doubt, your disillusionment, and ask him for his perspective on things. Be real, be honest with God. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm experiencing. And ask God to change your perspective, to change your attitude, to change your understanding of things. Hey, thank you, Bethlehem, for watching. Thank you for being part of our church family. I ask that you continue to connect. Reach out to me if there's anything that I can help you with. And remember to give. Either send your tithe, your offering here to the church, or to give online at Bethlehem Church, Austin.com. Hey, thank you again. God bless. Have a wonderful week.